Hey guys, it's me Diana and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be giving senior year high school advice. So as you guys know, I graduated high school like last month actually, and I am finally done with high school. And on my channel, it's been basically an annual tradition to do advice on the year that I just completed. So I've done freshman year advice, sophomore year advice, junior year advice, and now today we'll be doing my senior year advice for all of my upcoming seniors. So I am just doing this video to help you guys because this is some things that I wish I knew before I started senior year, because senior year isn't really kind of what people say. It's not all easy. There are some things that you have to do. There's business that you have to handle. So in today's video, I will be telling you guys pretty much everything. And before we get started with the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below which videos you guys want me to do next. Also, make sure you guys follow all of my social medias. They'll be on the screen and linked in the description below. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my first piece of advice is to save your money and get a job. That's in two things. Save your money and get a job. If you don't have a job, but your parents give you allowance, that's fine. But as long as you are making your own money, you need to make it. Like any way that you can get a job, whether that's like selling clothes on Depop, working fast food, working retail, like I said, your parents' allowance, I don't know, but you're going to need your own money and you're going to want your own money. Senior year is pretty expensive. College applications, that cost money. The senior events cost money. There's football games and basketball games you're gonna want to go to as a senior, that costs money. A lot of senior decorations cost money. I know, for example, a lot of people wanted to do senior scrapbooks, senior boxes, senior jeans, senior spirit wear. All of that stuff costs money. And as a senior, you're 17, 18 years old. You don't need to still be begging your parents for money. So get your own, make your own, and save your own. Because not only are you going to need money for senior year to do the senior events, but you're also going to need money that you're saving from senior year to go into college. I have been saving my money, and for my graduation, I put all of that money into savings because I know that I'm going to need it when I get to college. Between door dashing, I know I'm going to be doing that, Ubering because I'm not allowed to have my car down there, and just getting clothes, supplies, materials that I will need for college. You definitely want to start saving your money senior year. Honestly, way before that if you can. Like if you're a freshman watching this, save your money freshman year because, I mean, the more money you have, the better. My next piece of advice is to apply to colleges as early as possible. If you're a student that is planning to go to college, apply early action. I would say the only scenario in which you shouldn't apply early action is if your freshman through junior year grades aren't the best and you really believe that the first semester of your senior year will help you bring up your application. And if that's the case, then I would say yes, wait until the regular application process starts. But for me personally and all of my friends, we all applied early action for every single school because there was really no reason not to. Decision before a lot of people, and I feel like that's kind of a weight lifted off your shoulders, and it gives you more time to really plan where you want to go to college and what you want to do in your future. So definitely start on your application as soon as possible. It's currently June, and I know last year the Common App, which is where you are mainly probably going to apply to your colleges, if not through the school, but mainly most of your college applications will probably go through Common App. If you apply to HBCUs, maybe Black Common App. And I know if you live in Texas, we have Applied Texas, but like I said, general, universal, most of your application will be going through Common App, and that's the easiest way to apply. But it opens in August, and honestly, I would start as soon as it opens. That's what I did, and my results were really good. I applied to every single school that I got into early action. My next piece of advice is to plan the colleges that you want to go to very strategically. For example, before I started on the college application process, I had way more schools than the schools that I actually applied to. And my senior year, in the beginning of it, that's when I really narrowed it down to what colleges can I really see myself at. And I would say the main things to look at are the things that matter to you. If diversity matters to you, look up the demographics at your school. The money that it costs to go there, make sure you look that up. A lot of people don't know their college's tuition, and then it breaks their heart when they're not able to go to their college because it's so expensive. But if you do the research before and you apply to the scholarships and things that you can do to knock that tuition down, that could really help you in the long run. So make sure you're looking up the price of the school, the demographics of the school, the dining hall of your school. Honestly, that was a make or break situation between me picking my school that I'm going to, which is the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University. But you're going to be eating. You need to make sure the dining hall of your school is something that's really catered to you. I would also look at the dorms in the college that you're staying in. Like I said, you're going to be living there for at least your freshman year, and you want to make sure that you're living in the best place that you possibly can. So definitely look at that. Those are just a few things that I looked at whenever I was applying, and that caused me to narrow down my college application schools that I applied to. Also, I mentioned this in a few of my other videos. I did not have a fee waiver for any colleges, so I actually had to pay upfront the full price of the college application fee, and that also made me narrow down my decision because you're not only going to be able to go to one school. So there's no point in applying to 30 plus schools when you only get to pick one and you're paying all this money in college application fees just to go to one school. That makes no sense. And that's why for me personally, I'm pretty sure I think I applied to 6 to 8 schools. I don't remember the exact number, but only 6 to 8, and all of the schools that I applied to, I made sure that it was a school that I would really see myself at and that I really wanted to go to. I really had a hard decision in picking the college I wanted to go to because I did like all of the schools that I applied to a lot. The next piece of advice is to apply to scholarships. If you don't listen to anything else I say in this video, listen to this. Apply to scholarships. There is no reason that you shouldn't apply to scholarships. It's going to help you in the long run. Even if your parents are very well off and they can pay for your college tuition, why make them pay for it if they don't have to? Apply to scholarships. Now, I will say there are a lot of fake scholarship sites out there and just scams out there, and I was definitely a victim of that. Like, I still haven't heard from half of the scholarships I applied to because they're not real. But I will say, I would say ask ChatGPT. They give you pretty good websites to apply to, and there's a lot of TikTok accounts that help you see like what applications are true, and that also helped me as well. And in the Common App where you apply to the colleges, there is a scholarship tab underneath that, and you can apply to so many scholarships, and they take the data that you insert into Common App, like your GPA, your SAT score, and your awards, and they see what scholarships you're eligible for, and they put all of them in a list, and you can apply to all of them. It gives you the due date of all of them, and a lot of them require essays. That's another big piece of advice. If a scholarship does not require either a video or an essay submission, it's probably not real. But like I was saying, Common App does have a list where you can apply to a lot of scholarships, and that's what I did. And also look at fast food restaurants. They have a lot of scholarships. I am a recipient of the Taco Bell Live Más scholarship, and I won the biggest scholarship, which was $25,000. And I am completely blessed and totally grateful for the opportunity because it is allowing me to go to college debt free. And that was one of the biggest things that I really wanted to do when I was picking the colleges that I wanted to go to. I really did not want to make my parents pay X amount of money for me to go to school. I really, really, really was striving for a full ride or a scholarship that would not put my parents in a financial burden. But yes, apply to scholarships. That is the best thing you can do. College is expensive. It's only going to get more expensive. Do not rely on FAFSA to pay for your college. If you watch the news, you know what I mean. But you need to be looking at outside scholarships that are going to help you be successful in the future. My next piece of advice is to have fun. Do the senior events. In high school, I was definitely a person that didn't really get involved in school, like the fun part of school. Like, I didn't go to that many basketball games and football games before my junior and senior year because that's when I became a photographer and I was basically required to go. And even still, I didn't go to as many as I wanted to, just for fun, not when I was working. And that's something that I kind of do regret because you're only in high school for 4 years. And It's the time of your life that you're going to be the least stressed. It's the time of your life where you have the least responsibilities. And it's the time of your life that really sets you up for your future. And you want to do all of the things that you possibly can to have fun, to have memories, and create experiences that you really won't forget. But go to senior sunrise, go to senior sunset. Those are two things that I did do. They were fun. Do the senior scrapbooks, do the senior dreams, go to the homecoming games, go to the basketball games, travel with your school. Like, do everything you can to create lasting memories, because honestly, senior year is the most fun year. I can say that as a high school hater. I did not like any of my years of high school, if I'm being completely honest, but senior year was definitely the most fun year by far. I was really the least stressed my senior year, even though I was very stressed with college and stuff. But I felt like I had a lot more freedom because, you know, I could drive, my friends could drive, and I had my own money. And there was just so many places and things for me to do. There's so many senior events that your school caters for you as a senior. So do all of them. Like, literally do all of them. Even if you only stay for 25 minutes, do all of them. You're not going to regret going to something. Like, you know what I mean? I don't regret going to any senior event that I went to. And I really did have fun at every single thing I went to. So, and that's coming from a high school hater. Like, believe me, guys, I can relate. If you didn't like your high school experiences, I can relate. I hated all of my high school years. But senior year was fun because I put myself out there and I made new friendships that helped me do all the fun things. My next piece of advice is to surround yourself with friends that actually care about you. This is your last year of high school, and although a lot of people that you meet in high school you will probably never see or speak to again, a lot of people you will, and these could be your future bridesmaids, your future groomsmen, and you want to make sure that you're making connections that really serve you, and those are the people that are going to get you through the tough times. If I didn't have the support system that I had my senior year, I would be a complete mess my senior year. The college admission cycle was really hard. If you have friends that you surround yourself with, they can bring you up and they can cheer you up and they can make your senior year experience way better than you doing it alone and by yourself. And that is something that I was really grateful for. I had good friends my senior year that really helped me and guided me. And then I also had my best friends, Alani and Alexis, that have already graduated, so they could really further help me navigate senior year and things to do my senior year so that I would be successful when it was time to apply to colleges and stuff. So definitely surround yourself with like-minded people that love you and that will give you good advice and that will steer you in the right direction. And also, this goes for relationships too. Listen, I haven't been in a relationship since I was like 14 years old, and I don't regret it because me and men, we're like oil and water. We don't, you know, I just don't really, I run a tight ship. I will say that I run a tight ship. I run a strict program. You do not have multiple chances with me. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I've learned from my mistakes. It's your senior year. It's your last year of high school. If you have a man or a girl that is bringing you down and they are not really letting you experience what you need to experience, let them go. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's high school. I know everybody likes to say, oh, we date to marry, we date to marry. And I definitely agree with that to an extent. But also, you're 17 years old. You still have your whole life ahead of you. Men aren't that, to my ladies, and to my men too. Men aren't that mature yet. So if you don't find your husband in high school, you'll be just fine. Going more forward to relationships, this is something that I wanted to say. Now, you don't need to go to college with your boyfriend, and it's not a crime to want the college experience. It's not. You're not a villain. You're not evil if you want the college experience. If you are with somebody for years on end in high school, obviously that is perfectly fine to stay with them through college, and you guys are probably going to get married. If you can last through high school and college, you're probably going to get married. I support that. I love that. High school sweethearts, Troy and Gabriella reincarnated. I love that for you. But also, if y'all don't make it past high school, that's okay too. Don't let that don't let a relationship ruin your experience, and don't let a relationship hold you back from being your best in college. I haven't touched down on campus yet besides my orientation, but I do know that you only get to be a freshman in college one time, and the welcome week experience, from what I've heard, is something that you're never going to forget. And if your relationship really is strong, you should be able to go out and hang out with your friends without your significant other getting jealous or trying to ruin your experience. Like, that's not okay. That's kind of toxic, and it's really weird. If you guys have a certain amount of trust, if you guys have a certain amount of loyalty in your relationship already, it should be no issue you or your significant other wanting to go out and having fun. And also, just because you want the college experience doesn't mean you have to break up with your significant other. I feel two ways about it. Like, if you feel like your significant other is going to hold you back and they're going to be toxic and not let you go out to these things, definitely drop them. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. If they trusted you enough, if you trusted them enough, it wouldn't be an issue. But also, if your relationship is strong, don't throw it away for the college experience, because sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side, and the boy or the girl that you do meet in high school could be your soulmate and could be the love of your life, and you're going to ruin it because you want the college experience. Don't do that. So that's just what I feel. I feel two ways about it. Like, on both hands, you should be able to experience college without being held back by your significant other. But on one hand, if they are going to hold you back, you should drop them and see if the grass is greener on the other side. But another side of me feels, if you've made it through high school and you're going to college, don't give up everything for the college experience, because these college boys ain't no better than the high school ones. They're just as immature, they're just as dumb, they're just as stupid. Same for girls, honestly, too. So yeah, like I said, sometimes the grass ain't greener on the other side, but sometimes it is. So it really just depends on the dynamic of your relationship, and you should establish and have those conversations before you leave off for college so that you can enjoy yourself when you actually get down there. My next piece of advice is to the colleges that you're interested in: find friends and post yourself on the college class of whatever page. For mine, obviously, I'm class of 2029 for college, and I followed all of the class of 29 pages of the schools that I was planning on or thinking of going to, just to see the vibe of the students that were going there. And honestly, that did make a big decision in my decision to choose where I wanted to go, just kind of based off the vibe of the people. I know for one of the colleges, I'm not going to name drop, but it already kind of seems like the girls were really, really cliquey, and it kind of seemed like they were already a little bit like catty and entitled and stuck up in a way. And like I said, I'm not going to name drop the school or anything, but that really swayed me to not want to go there. And I think that's a really good thing. Whereas the college that I'm going to, the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University, almost all of the people that posted themselves on the page were very nice in real life. Like, when I met them in orientation, and they would follow back, or they would follow me, and they would like my stuff and I would like theirs. Like, the feeling was definitely mutual. And you know, there's not going to be nice people everywhere you go, but you definitely want to sense a vibe of the type of people you want to be around for college. And like I said, that really heavily swayed my decision on where I wanted to go, because these are the people that I'm going to be spending a lot of my time with and living with for 4 years, and I'm out of state and I'm far from home. So I'm going to need people that can really stick by me and be real friends and be genuine and decent people. And I wasn't really sensing that vibe from another college that I was planning on going to. I'm gonna just be honest. So yeah, I definitely recommend posting yourself on the page, seeing the traction that you get, and seeing like the people, and also be trying to find a roommate. Yeah, you don't want to get to housing selection and not have a roommate. It's kind of scary to go in having a random roommate, and I know some people have good experiences with having a random roommate, but honestly, you would rather know the person that you're rooming with than have a random one. So definitely be trying to find a roommate, be talking to multiple people, and do not make a commitment to someone if you feel like you're going to go to another school more than the other. That's another piece of advice. So I know a lot of my friends and a lot of other people, they like kind of have beef with their ex-roommates because they were committed to their roommate, they paid for the housing, but then they got into another school and they never communicated with their roommate, hey, like, I'm also thinking about going here, maybe you should look for another person just in case. And then their roommate no longer had a roommate and they had to get a random roommate. So also communicate very well with the people that you are considering rooming or dorming with, because you don't want to lead anybody on. That's not a good feeling. So honestly, just be honest about what other schools you want to go to. And yeah, that's my piece of advice for that. So that leads me to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope everybody that's going to be an incoming senior has an amazing senior year and an amazing senior experience. It's your last year of high school. Live it up. Live your best life and enjoy everything. Go to everything. Have fun. Be friendly to people. Be nice. Be kind. Be sweet. Be loving. And be grateful for every experience and opportunity that comes your way. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below which videos you guys want me to do next. Also, make sure you guys follow all of my social medias. They'll be on the screen and linked in the description below. Bye, guys.